let's look at this a little more deeply. Every event has a cause and effect relationship, whether it's favorable or unfavorable. So, when unfavorable events occur, we need to keep the negative karma you accumulate also low. So, please refrain from doing misdeeds, more misdeeds, due to the confusion that you are suffering alone. And if you do that, you can also suppress the effects, that is, the adverse conditions that can happen to you. The unfavorable cause therefore creates relatively lower effect on your future life, less suffering, less diseases. And what is the key to not reacting to negative causes? When you have favorable events, please look at knowing yourself first. That is the Delphian Oracle advice, right? Know yourself first. Understand yourself deeply with brutal honesty, pure mind, pure heart. Be honest with yourself, all your faults, sins, habits, and work earnestly to transform yourself and change. And when you have these favorable events, you're happy enough and you have the courage to do all of these things. And you can accumulate and cultivate the merits and virtues by doing these actions of goodness from your pure heart without expecting anything in return. Let me give you 3 actions of goodness you can do from your pure heart. When you give others wealth without expecting anything in return, obviously by not charging interest, we gain wealth for ourselves and our future generations. With the givings of teachings of truth and the gospel, we gain intelligence and wisdom. That's the second one. Third one is with the givings of teachings of on fearlessness, we gain health and longevity. The principle of understanding how to change destiny is to understand the law of cause and effect, how Einstein's relativity equation plays into it. Now, how the ways of changing destiny is to acknowledge your faults, know yourself first when you have favorable events and when you have time, when you're not suffering, and to reform your faults, sins, and habits after acknowledging them. Reforming completely. That is when you can change your destiny. By knowing oneself, recognizing the faults, and reforming completely for transformation. So that way, you've actually minimized the effect from the cause because you have reduced the positive M karma in the Einstein's equation that is getting multiplied by a bigger figure of 3 into 10 raised to 8, right? You've actually minimized the amount of karma, that negative karma that you accumulate, or the positive, right? Because it doesn't really matter whether it's positive or negative. What we think is acts of goodness might not be the acts of goodness, because we might be thinking of helping somebody, but it might not be the right way to do it. because a person that you're helping might need to learn something more from their effect of suffering so that they improve on their lives, right? And if you try to provide a shortcut by giving money, they're not learning the lessons which they are supposed to learn, right? And then they will suffer in future. And you're just providing a shortcut. Let us look at how we can overcome destiny by doing three things, right? Three good deeds or three virtues that you develop, three noble qualities which will help you shape your destiny. The first one is if we give others wealth without expecting anything in return, by not charging interest, we gain wealth for ourselves and our future generations. This seems like philanthropy, but the message is the management of wealth. For now, management of wealth is tied to money. For us to live as free, independent men and women, we need to create a society where money does not control how we live in this society. Rather than ignoring this truth, we need to focus our energy on how we, as individuals, tolerate our local and federal and or national governments when they mismanage the money or the budget that is entrusted to them and rack up debts and currency fluctuations, and the effects of inflation's impact all of us due to this. The second virtue or the second good deed that you can develop in which you can gain virtue, you can cultivate virtue to overcome your destiny or overcome your fate. Yes, give the teachings of truth and the gospel, and then you will gain intelligence and wisdom. When we understand the true gospel, we will have the awareness of our true nature, that we are all connected, and we will love each other and not fight based on nationalism or religion or status. And when we teach others this true gospel to so that others can understand their true nature and that we are connected to each other, we will gain intelligence and wisdom. The third virtue or the good deed that you can perform when you have a favorable event is give the teachings on fearlessness to others. When we do that, we gain health and long life. When we ourselves understand the fearlessness born out of pure love and manifest that from our inner spiritual lives to the external physical lives, we will have happiness for each one of us, our families, and our communities. And when we teach others these teachings of fearlessness, we gain health and long life. Become a person that is born every day. Do not dwell on the past. Die every day. Die every day of your past thoughts and negative emotions and negative thoughts. And when you sleep, before you sleep, just make sure you resolve all arguments with that you had with other people so that you don't carry this to bed. Be a person of virtue and sincere heart, and this will overcome, and this will help you overcome the negative effects and help you to change your fate and destiny. And when you are a person of virtue and sincere heart, it will evoke a response from the immeasurable from heaven, which will lessen the effects of unfavorable cause. Retributions from heavens from past generation is changeable by the cultivation of good merits and good virtues. But if we do not start the process of knowing ourselves and continue to commit offenses in this lifetime, we cannot change our destiny. And then astrologers can predict how our life will turn out. Leofen's second lesson for changing destiny gives us the methods of reforming for changing the destiny. Awakening the three hearts and practicing reform through behavior, logical reasoning, and heart are essential for changing destiny and improving outcomes. How do you awaken your three hearts? Awakening the three hearts involves nurturing the shameful, fearful, and the determined hearts. Those are your three hearts. Shameful, fearful, and determined hearts. And turning them into loving hearts so that you can understand the divine principle of love by removing the conditioning that you've accumulated. That is by dissolving the lower self to facilitate personal growth and transformation in destiny. So you practice this reform through behavior, reasoning, and heart. Changing destiny requires a comprehensive approach, incorporating changes in your behavior, logical reasoning, and emotional alignment to manifest these positive outcomes or effects and alter the predetermined path that the astrologers can predict, right? You need to transform yourself psychologically. Cultivating goodness and prosperity is a third lesson to change your destiny. Understand the link between accumulating good deeds, the three deeds that I was talking about earlier, and how it helps you to alter your destiny or alter your fate and lead to further prosperity in life for you. Accumulating good deeds brings about prosperity and abundance in one's life. By engaging in acts of kindness and compassion, individuals create positive energy that attracts favorable outcomes and blessings. Recognizing and defining goodness. Recognizing goodness involves understanding and appreciating the qualities, the virtuous qualities in oneself and in others also. And looking at goodness through compassion, honesty, integrity, and pure heart, individual will develop the ability, the moral compass that will guide them through ethical behavior and positive relationships. So, in the Pure Land method of Buddhism, or the Pure Land way of Buddhism, they've defined 10 good deeds, which promotes positivity and spiritual growth. And these deeds involve refraining from harming living beings, avoiding theft, practicing honesty and generosity. By embodying these principles, individuals can create harmonious relationships. Let me go to I Ching. The Book of Change holds the key to understanding continuous transformation, to changing your destiny. How does it do that? It reveals the interplay of yin and yang, the positive and the negative, the male and the female energies, and offers guidance on navigating life's transitions and uncertainties. Life is not just always happiness. There's always times in which there's a lot of unfavorable events will happen. And to be at peace doesn't mean having living a life of pure happiness and avoiding all the negative or the unfavorable events. Being at peace means having the ability to be completely calm even when unfavorable events occur. That way, we can embrace the philosophy of continuous change that I Ching brings for us. To adapt to life's unfavorable events and fluctuations and find harmony in the transformational process in ourselves. That way, we will be able to control the conditions when unfavorable events occur for the positive outcomes or the positive effects. Reduce the negative effects by reducing the karma that you accumulate. And understand that even if you have positive or negative karma, right, it is actually same. You still need to go ahead and take off your negative and the positive karma, that you reach a point of zero karma. And that is the point in which you gain ultimate freedom and independence. The fourth lesson of Liao Fan's way of changing destiny is the benefit of virtue and humility at all times. Arrogance invites adversity, while humility gains benefit. Humility and modesty are the foundation for good fortune. Discover the rewards of humility and virtue in attracting the blessings and minimizing the misfortunes. That's all from my side. Thank you.